Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Honest Am here, the creator and writer of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another daily motivational video where we do not just use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives. A little bit about me: I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cousins in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlamagne the God, it ain't gonna stop me. So how are you guys doing? I have been keeping up with my flow. Things have been going well. And I hope things have been going well for you as well. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Dear God, guardian angels, and ancestors, what information are you deem worthy for us to hear at this time? Please deliver these messages through me and to me. On our room without confusion and me or the viewers mind. Alright, God, give us 2 messages. I have a treat for you guys this week. So I hope you enjoy it. I have reached a goal, so I want to give you guys a little gift, a little token of appreciation. So the first message is courage, and the second message is willingness. I really love this because the message of courage has this angel kind of leaping, taking a leap of faith, and this willingness is literally the angel doing some dishes. And so with the leap of faith and the angels doing the dishes, to me, what it says to me is, are you willing to do the work to make your dreams come about? I think we talk about dreams and like realizing our dreams, and we always talk about it in like these big magical terms, right? Like it's something that's not like it's not a team effort. And so recently I was talking on my IG channel, and I feel like I did post a short on here. So if you're not following me, make sure that you're following me in both places. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and you follow me on IG. But anyways, so I was recently talking about how I talked about my yoga class, me obtaining my yoga class. And a lot of times I speak about it in this like mystical, angel number 148, magical way. Like, oh, I went to a healing retreat and then all of a sudden I got a yoga class. And like, when you hear the story like that, it does sound like very mystical, very magical. Like it just happened out of nowhere. But when we really break it down, when we go back and do the steps, there was a willingness on my part. One, I was willing to do the work. So I actually showed up to that yoga event. You have to realize, like, in order for you to get your blessings, like, you have to follow up on whatever intuitive prompts you get. So I got the email for the healing event. I got a feeling that told me that I should go. I showed up. I was willing to show up. I had the courage to show up. And then I was able to have the opportunity. That's just on that day, but let's take it a couple of steps further. I had the courage to actually do the yoga training. I had the courage, I had a willingness to actually sit here in my living room and practice doing these yoga flows. And then I also had the courage about just releasing it and surrendering to the universe of how it's going to happen. Like I keep telling you, I was not actively looking for my yoga class, but I did actively have that desire within me. And so I feel like what God is bringing this message all about is saying that you have to also have a courage and a willingness to follow up on the intuitive prompts and things to make your dreams come about. I guess what I really want you to understand, if you get nothing from this, is do the work. You have to be willing to do the work, and you also have to follow up on the intuitive prompts. Like, I actually have like cards sitting on my altar right now, and it's all about like not being afraid of, failing, not being afraid of, or not being so attached to the results, but actually just trusting the ideas that you get and actually doing the work to bring it about. Okay. All right. But do not take my word for it. I'm actually going to go ahead and dive into the tarot because I'm interested to see like, what is your energy towards these things. So, dear God, guardian angels, and ancestors, what is my viewer energy towards courage? What are their energy towards willingness? Or what information do you deem worthy for them to hear? Please deliver these messages to me and through me. Allow no room for doubt or confusion in me or the viewer mind. What do they need to hear, God? This message of courage and willingness. Two cards, please. Oh, I love it. And it was exactly what I was saying. Okay, yep, all right. Let me turn my water off. Angel number 145. Y'all know I'm excited about doing these messages. I'm doing them. I ain't even had my coffee yet. All right, so for this message of courage, what came out is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is all about having a brand new way of communicating, a brand new way of being in the world. We literally see a hand coming out the water with this sword, and there's like a crown and grapes. I think grapes signifies abundance as well. We know that the water symbolizes emotions. And so again, about feeling that intuitive hits, I tell you guys all the time, if you can't be the alchemist of your life if you're not attached to your feelings, if you're not in your body. I always tell y'all need to do yoga. If you are in the Detroit area, please make sure that you check out my website. I do have a yoga class that I teach every Saturday at 3 p.m. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check that out. Angel number 541. But anyways, this goes back to what I was saying about having the courage. A lot of you guys have been having a lot of ideas. God has been placing things on your heart. Those ideas that you just keep thinking about over and over and over, like they just don't leave you. The reason why you have that's that's God. Like when you have a thought that just will not go away, like an idea that just keep coming back, no matter how many times you push it away, that's literally like God, your guardian angels and ancestors trying to get your attention and be like, hey, you should do this. Hey, you should do this. It's on you to actually take this sword from this hand and be like, you know what? Have the courage to be like, I'm actually going to do this. I'm actually going to work to bring this about. Also, with this being the sword suit instead of the wand suit, this is speaking about communicating. And so what God is saying is that you have to speak differently over your dreams. You have to have the courage to be differently when it comes to your dreams. Like, remember, I tell you guys all the time, we are co-creating with the universe. So there's things that you have to do, but there's also like, you have to have the courage, and you have to have this mindset kind of that you don't have to do it all on your own. And you have to trust that when you need something, the universe will provide it. And so it really is reminding me about be mindful of your words. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you have these ideas of what you want to do, how you want to do it, but then you're always just like, oh, but that never works out for me, or don't nobody get me, or I don't know these people, or I don't have a degree in that, I don't have the experience. And it's like you kill your dreams before you can even start. And so what God is saying is that instead of killing your dreams, encourage yourself, motivate yourself, actually really think about the possibilities of what if this really could happen for me. We always think, well, what's the worst that can happen? What if we say, what's the best thing that can happen? What if this is the thing that we've been waiting for? This is what this message is all about. For the message of willingness, what came out is the Fool reverse. And we know upright, the Fool is all about going on an adventure. This is actually kind of interesting because to me, it feels like this guy is like literally about to fall off the cliff. And so it's like he's, to me, it's like he's just so drunkenly excited about his adventures. He's just so into it that he's not really paying attention to where he's going. And this is what God is just coming out reverses, because with the willingness, what God is saying is that there's a big difference between blind faith and a knowing faith. This is blind faith. This is the Fool. You just doing something. You don't know how it's going to work out. You just going off on a ledge. You see, he take one step, he going to fall off, right? When you are doing things, going back again with that courage, going again when you realizing that this is divine insight, when you are doing things from a place of knowing, then you have a knowing faith. And so this is why this is reversed, because you will be able to be, you just won't fall into anything. What God is saying is that it's not really a leap of faith, because if I gave you the vision, you know exactly where you're going. The courage and a leap of faith is just walking it out until it become a reality. And so what God is trying to get you to understand is that honestly, you're not taking a leap of faith. He's just asking you to do the work. If you do the work and if you trust God, then your dreams will be able to easily come about. But for a lot of you guys, you just don't have that courage. You're just too afraid to like really take that sword and see it throughout. I think because you're like, you don't want to fail. You don't want to make a misstep. But what God is saying is that, I keep hearing this again, there's a difference between blind faith and knowing faith. And what God is asking you to do as you work towards your dream is to have a knowing faith inside of you. Angel number 930. The card that came out underneath is the Six of Coins. And it actually was the Six of Coins reversed. Hold on, wait, let me make sure. Okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. 6 of coins. And underneath all of this that is affecting this is the 6 of coins. And the 6 of coins is literally, we see this guy here with this pentacle. He's in red. To me, that means he's very grounded. He's very sure about himself. He's very rooted into who he is. And so that's why he has all of these pentacles. And he has pentacles in which he's able to give out. And so what God is saying is that this is what happens when you have courage. This is what happens when you're willing to do the work. Whenever you find yourself in this position of please God help me, please God help me, there will always be somebody that's going to come and aid you in that endeavor. And so again, it goes back to, is it really blind faith? Like, I guess that's what God wants you to ask yourself. Are you going towards your dreams with blind faith or with the knowing faith? And if it's with the blind faith, then you really need to do some work inside to ask yourself, why don't you trust God to actually help you bring this dream about? But ultimately, what the cards is showing is that if you have the courage and if you're willing to do the work, then there will always be resources to help you in your next step. All right. All right. Angel number 1050. I'm going to leave the message there. I'm actually going to just go into our, we're just going to go ahead and go into our, I actually wanted to do getting into the vortex. Even though I call it getting into the vortex my relationship deck, there are cards about like money and law of attraction and all of that good stuff. So something is telling me to go here. So we're going to go here. Dear God, guardian angels, and ancestors, clarify this message of Ace of Wands, the Fool reverse, and 6 of Coins. Clarify this message of courage and willingness. Why are you asking us to have a willingness to do the work? A card that flew off is, okay. I'm going to keep this here. Why are you asking us to have a willingness to do the work? Why is it so important to have a knowing faith and not a blind faith? In God's name I pray. Ashe. Why is this so important? One more card, God. Just one. This one. Okay, we're going to take the one at the bottom. Perfect. I have complete control over my thoughts, and my manifestations are the indicator of my belief. I will make sure that I read this card. But let's just break this down. I have complete control over my thoughts, which is actually the card that flew out, angel number 1217. You can find yourself in an endless loop where you explain you feel negative because of negative behaviors of someone else. So nobody else in the world is living their best life. The world seems to be in hell, angel number 1230. So I'm in hell too. I keep telling y'all, this world, we will be over before the world is over. So stop all this doomsday talk, okay? But if instead you take control of your own emotions and you think of an improved thought because it feels better to do so, you can turn it around. You have no control of what anyone else is doing with their vibration or their actions for that matter, but you have complete control over your own thoughts, vibration, emotions, and points of attractions. And so this is what God is asking you to have the courage to have complete control over your thoughts. Have the courage to stop, allowing the outside world to dictate what's going on in your world. I know, I was really frustrated because I don't even know how to say this girl name, Krishan and Blueface. That shit was everywhere on my timeline. And I actually did watch it and I was just so disgusted. And I'm like, why are we all? And it's it doesn't matter where you go. There is something talking about that. And it's just why are we so focused on them? First of all, who the fuck are they? And secondly, why are we so entertained by this? I really genuinely feel like they only became famous because they have a toxic ass relationship. And so it's why? I think for me, it's instead of focusing on that and being oh my God, see the world, they just want chaos. They just want this. They don't want to grow. They don't want this. I could look at that and use that as evidence that ain't nobody trying to grow. Ain't nobody trying to heal. I'm never going to make it. Or I can look at that and be you know what, God, if they can make it in that toxic bullshit, then I know me with my good energy, me believing the best in myself, angel number 1414, that I can make it too. So what God is really saying is have the courage to ignore the outside world and to go within to make true change, to become the true change that you want to see, okay? All right, next message is my thoughts join a powerful swirling vortex of attraction. Again, with the fool being reversed and the willingness. Remember, God is asking us to have a knowing faith, not a blind faith. So which means you know, when you know that you're doing something because you already know the end result, you go against it differently, right? You have a different attitude, you're more confident, you're more this. When you go into something and you're not sure how it's gonna go out, you have anxiety, you're worried, you don't know what's gonna happen. So this is why God is saying it's time for us to have a knowing faith. In the same way that the law of attraction is responding to your thoughts, words, and actions that you are offering here in the physical reality, the law of attraction is also responding powerfully to your vibrational reality. So again, instead of getting caught up in what's going on in the outside world, God is really asking us to go within. When the law of attraction, the universal manager of all vibrations, responds to clarity of the vibration offered by your expanding inner being, the result is a powerful swirling vortex. Again, I'm going to read this one more time. When the law of attraction, the universal manager of all vibration, responds to the clarity. So again, going back to you having this idea, you actually bringing it about, you learning to have control over your thoughts, and then having the willingness to do the work. Remember, God is not asking you to have a blind faith. He's asking you to have a knowing faith. When you have a knowing faith, what do? You have clarity of what you're doing. And when you have clarity of what you're doing, it says the universe will respond to that clarity. When the law of attraction, the universal manager of all vibration, responds to the clarity of the vibration offered by your expanding inner being, the result is a powerful vortex, which means that a manifestation will come when you are clear on who you want to be. And you become clear on who you want to be is when you're no longer swayed by the outside world, and you have a knowing faith instead of a blind faith. Okay? All right, let's see. Last message. My manifestations are an indicator of my beliefs. And so this, I can tell you before I even go in here, again, with the 6 of coins, this is saying, like, you can tell, and I did a reading Sunday and I was telling my friend this, you can tell if you're on the right track because things just magically happen. People just magically show up. People just magically give you things. There's always a solution. You talk to somebody and then all of a sudden they remind you about this. Or you talk to somebody and they call, or your brother call you and give you a tool that you can use to be able to come, get the next hurdle of your book. This is what I'm saying. That's how you know you're on the right track. There's always going to be indicators that you're on the right track. When you are not manifesting anything when you are not living, I'm going to read this, but when you find yourself not getting what you want out of life, or you've hit a brick wall, or nothing isn't coming in, that is a key indicator that you're not on the right path, period. I don't care what nobody say. It is always true that whatever you are living always matches the chronic vibrational patterns or beliefs. Let me pause right here. I say all the time, angel number 1748, as we start moving more and more in this Aquarius age, by the end of this year, you're going to be able to tell the difference between the real readers and the fake readers. And the reason why you're going to be able to tell the real readers from the fake, and when I say fake, I mean the people who are doing this because they're trying to pray, they're trying to make money, it's from lower vibrational intentions. You're going to see the difference because the people who are doing it from pure intention, their life is going to excel, and those people are it's going to go the other way. De-escalate. Okay, so this is why I'm saying I get on here and you can see, you can go back to the first video to this video. Every video on here, I'm more confident, I'm more grounded, I'm more in myself. I'm telling you guys about more miracles that are occurring in my life. I'm telling you guys how I'm getting closer and closer to my dreams. What does that mean? That means that I'm on my motherfucking path. This is an indicator that you're following somebody who's actually walking their talk. And this is what y'all have to make sure. We are bigging up all of these people, giving them all of these, millions and billions of views so that they can get endorsements or all this stuff. But are those people walking their talk? By the end of the year, you're going to be able to see. The real is going to be separated from the fake. Anyways, but let me get off my soapbox and stop being cocky. This is also, you can look at your life. How has things been going? I can look at my own. I randomly got a yoga class. I randomly got a raise. I'm randomly about to go on this international trip. I've still been able to save money. All these things, these ideas I have, solutions are randomly falling into my lap. This is me seeing I am on the correct path. And it's because I don't have a blind faith. I have a knowing faith. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing these things for. And so God has given me evidence of that. And it does not matter if you have an excellent excuse back here, just because the world is fucked up, just because it looks like everybody likes toxic shit and chaotic shit. It don't make a difference. And it does not matter if you have an excellent excuse for your negative thoughts and your negative emotions. They will still equal your point of attraction. What is manifesting on every subject in your life is an indicator of the beliefs you hold and your chronic thought patterns. So remember I was telling you guys, go back to the videos. That's actually why I do this shit. Just so I can go back to my videos. This is the last set. Remember I was telling you guys that I vowed off of dating websites, right? I was like, I'm not dating nobody like that no more. I refuse. Like, the guy just gonna have to know me. He's just gonna have to meet somebody. Like, I'm gonna have to meet somebody in regular life, right? Tell me why I started to speak more on my IG page and all of that stuff. And tell me why this guy, he started, like, he like said something about one of my pictures one time before, but this time we actually got into a conversation, and we're talking about birth charts, and we're talking about astrology and the difference between the two, and really good conversation, really stimulating. He tells me how he used to work in public accounting. I tell him we just have a lot in common. And guess what? By the end of, I think we were talking, he was like, you know what, you want to finish this conversation over dinner or lunch? Literally got a date. I ain't been on no dating apps. I ain't do nothing. I wasn't seeking it, and it happened. Your manifestations are an indicator of your belief. I told y'all I wanted to meet somebody that is on my same level, that is like, that's equal to me, and this guy literally has the same exact path as me. I even said, this is the creepy part, I wouldn't say I wanted to date a chef. This guy is a chef. That's what he does on the side. So it's like, you can say this shit is bullshit, angel number 2147, angel number 2147, or you could just try to figure out how you can make this work for you. You can say it's bullshit, or you could just be like, you know what, I'm going to get control of my thoughts. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to get clarity on what I want, and then see what the universe brings to you. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm going to meet the one this year. I can feel it. I'm going to meet that guy from my dreams. And it's going to be a thing. Okay? All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and wrap this up on a blow. God, why is it so important for us to have a knowing faith? Clarify this message of courage, willingness. Ace of Swords, the Fool. I have complete control over my thoughts. My thoughts join a powerful swirling vortex of attraction. My manifestations are an indicator of my belief. And then the Six of Coins. Also, my manifestations are an indicator of my belief. That's angel number 5. This one is angel number 6. And this one is 7. 5, 6, 7. Progress. Progress. Okay. Underneath this is the Guardian of Anushki. This deck scares me. But that looks like a beautiful card. I don't know what that means, but we're not going to focus on that. 2 to 4 go down to 6. 5, 6, 7. I told y'all. Progression. This is a 10 card. And it says Guardian of Papatuki. Papatuki, I believe. Here you go. I'm sorry, y'all. I can read, but sometimes I can't read that well. So I hope that you can figure that out. I am gonna touch on both of these just because they both came out. I'm not gonna read the entire thing, but I am gonna read what it means in a reading. So I'm just gonna read the top part for both of these. And then that'll be the end of it. I'm going to try to keep this under 25. Okay. Search within for the ways you can express guardianship of the divine feminine. Your relationship with Mother Earth is sacred and empowering and healing. You are destined to become more spiritually intimate with her, sharing her creative potency and wisdom. Lean into her and trust in her support, even as you serve her by courageously voicing truth. She is your great ally, friend, and healer, and as you dedicate yourself to her, she dedicates herself to you. Make peace and let go of past issues around being abandoned or not understood, or feelings of feeling unsupported, as those experiences need no longer color your worldview. Trust that you belong here and that your connection to the earth goddess will support you in all ways. You are sensitive, and rightly so. Never judge your sensitivity or feel that you are overreacting, but also allow nature to calm and soothe you so that you can focus on accomplishing your soul mission. If you feel that you are on your own when you would like some help, allow the Divine Mother to be your friend and guide, whilst trusting the more allies will arrive at the right moment. The Mother Earth has her own sense of timing, and you are not forgotten. You are just growing according to her wisdom and grace. Have faith in yourself and in her. That's that message for courage. I mean, how much plainly can I say that? People may not have had your back before, but you are not there. God is asking you to have a knowing faith, knowing that your manifestations are an indicator of your belief. So if you believe, angel number 2525, that God will always provide, then God will always provide, okay? Last and final message. No matter how compelling an experience or of challenge, darkness, or defeat may seem, you have divine protection and the promise of safe passage through to dawn. You will see and hear the truth of light. You shall not be alone on this journey. Soul guides now help you find your true north. If you have been proceeding along a dangerous path, even unknowingly, Paru will navigate you safely away from evil and ill wishing and guide you back to the higher purpose and sacred path. Woo! Information that may have been hidden for a time will come to light. A guiding intelligence is assisting you safely through a situation that is otherwise confusing or dangerous for you. This is divine protection. This came up right because divine protection. God is trying to protect you from something. Okay, let's go back. A guiding intelligence is assisting you safely through a situation that is otherwise confusing or dangerous for you. Divine powers are helping you in matters to do battles, unfairness, or injustice, whether you are consciously aware of these things or not. Trust in the signs you see, and especially in the truth that you hear, sometimes beneath what is being spoken. The accuracy of your insights and perceptions are heightened at this time. In Hawaii, Anuku refers to vulnerable ancestor. This oracle also indicates that loved ones on the other side are receiving your prayers and intentions for their healing and sending you love and assistance. So I literally could not say that message any better. God is just letting you know that if you have the courage to walk towards your dreams, knowing that God will always provide along the way, then you will find that your dreams will manifest in your actual life. That's pretty beautiful. All right, y'all. That's all the messages I have for you. If you made it to the end of the message, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it to the end of this message, you are not subscribed. What are you waiting for? Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. If you're interested in working with me or learning more about Honestly Sis, all of that information is down in the description box below. I will see you again soon.